What is going on, everybody? It's the France, and we're here for a Clash of Champions Gold Rush Edition 2020 with almost every championship on the line, and I say almost because at the beginning, before the show went on the air, there's been rumors all day going around that Nikki Cross was not going to be available. She wasn't backstage at SmackDown on Friday. No idea why. So, we get to tonight, and it was confirmed that Nikki Cross was not available. Also, both Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax have been scrapped from this show, so no tag team title match. Nikki Cross still not knowing who or what that is going to be. Maybe it is COVID, who knows. Apparently, according to Nia Jax, though, Shayna Baszler's pregnant. I don't know. I'm not going to want to take 100% her word for it. We'll have to wait and see what happens. However, it is going to be interesting to see what happens. They said they'll address that tomorrow. So we'll just have to wait to find out. So Asuka's match was moved to the main roster. Whereas the tag team titles for SmackDown was moved to the pre-show, where it actually belongs. So we have that match. It is Lince Dorado and Kalisto versus Cesaro and Nakamura. So this match was set up, of course, because for weeks on end, the Lucha House Party have been battling Grand Metalik and I want to say not Grand Metalik, but they have battling Cesaro and Nakamura. Why? Because WWE doesn't give a shit about anything else but what they are doing. So, WWE goes out and says, we're going to give these guys a match. Why? Because that's what WWE can do. It's fucking annoying, but it is what WWE does. Now, as we've known for the last few weeks, well, since Kalisto has made his return, that he has been clashing of sorts with everybody, with Grand Metalik and Lince Dorado. Mostly Lince Dorado. Grand Metalik's been the one doing the matches, been wrestling, and everything else. So, yeah. I don't know what you want to say about it, but that is just what they're going to do. I'm waiting for them to break away Kalisto and Kalisto away from the Lucha House Party. I thought that's where they were going tonight. But unfortunately, that wasn't how they did it. Not at all. So, yeah. I don't know why. Like, I can see why this match was put on the pre-show, because quite honestly, who really cares about this match? We all know who's winning. We all know who the tag team champions are going to be. Why would we care about this match any other reason? So, yeah. Basically, the end of this match sees Kalisto bring Cesaro in and hits a moonsault from the middle rope. Dorado tags in with a middle rope moonsault of his own. Kalisto tags back in and hits a top rope moonsault. Now Cesaro kicks out at 2. Kalisto and Cesaro tangle some more, and Nakamura pulls Dorado off the apron and launches him into the barrier. Then dumps him over the barrier into the crowd, the virtual crowd, with an exploder. He's done for the match. Kalisto tries to roll Cesaro into the ring, but Cesaro overpowers him. He keeps fighting and rolls for a close 2 count. Cesaro blocks Selena Del Sol as Nakamura tags in Cesaro with an uppercut, then gets him into the Cesaro swing. Kinshasa on the swing, 1, 2, 3, and the tag team champions retain. Kalisto, of course, is probably going to blame Lince Dorado for this loss, because in his mind, where were you when I was getting pinned? I'm over here busting my ass trying to win us the tag team titles. It's a goal for our team. We have been trying to get tag team championships since we formed, and we want to have, and you're going to cost us this match because you didn't come help me. That's where I can see this going, and it's going to probably lead to Lince Dorado versus Kalisto on SmackDown in a match that nobody will probably care about. I mean, honestly, nobody's really cared about this trio since they started as a Lucha House Party. Nobody's cared then, and nobody's going to really care now. So we get a video package narrated by John Cena to start this show when we get to the main card, and we start with the triple threat winner take all ladder match: Sami Zayn versus AJ Styles versus Jeff Hardy. Can I ask, is Jeff Hardy hoping to cripple himself or die in these matches? Because if you flash back to WrestleMania, 27, when him and Matt Hardy made their return? It was WrestleMania in 2017. I don't think that's 27. No, not 27. I'm sorry, not 27. Like 32, 33, 34. 35 was this year. 34 was 2019. It was 30. That was 36 this year. 35 last year. 33. WrestleMania 33. I don't know why I said 27, but 33 in 2017. When they came back and they were the fourth team in that ladder match. And the last thing you saw Jeff Hardy do was get on top of a ladder and Swanton Bomb down, taking out, I think, Sheamus and somebody else, and Cesaro maybe too. With Matt getting the titles and then winning the tag team titles on their first night back. Well, and they even mentioned this in this match, Jeff Hardy decided he wanted to do this again, go up and dive onto Sami Zayn on the outside, on top of a table. So, this match is just one of those things. You've seen Jeff getting thrown into a ladder, like Vince McMahon's if you're going to have a ladder match in WWE, you already know the teeny tiny ladder is going to be coming into effect because that cracks Vince McMahon up. Oh, ha, 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 look how small that ladder is. You can't get the title with that. Ah, ha, ha, this is good shit. Typical WWE. But AJ climbs the ladder with Sami on his shoulders now. Hardy brings the ladder in around the one cuff to his earlobe. That is crazy to even think that he would do something like that. And that was Sami Zayn. Sami pulls the cuff key out and starts unhooking himself while AJ fights with Hardy. Sami unlocks the cuff and slides free, then cuffs AJ to the ladder. Sami climbs up on the other side of the ladder. Sami grabs the title and retrieves them to win, just as Hardy made his way over to stop him, but it was too late. One of the most creative finishes in ladder match history. And people say that there's nothing new or creative left in professional wrestling. And you got that tonight with this ladder match. Every so often, you're going to find something different. And it's just, wow. Handcuffing the earlobe, and then handcuffing AJ to the ladder. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that before. I've seen handcuffs being used for like a last man standing match. I've seen tape being used for duct tape used for a last man standing match, but I've never seen handcuffs used in this manner. Congratulations, bravo, Sami Zayn. That's how you start a pay-per-view. That was great. Sami starts celebrating with titles as Hardy tries to get his earlobe free. The music hits, and we go to replays. Kayla Braxton interviews Sami on the stage, but he cuts her off and declares himself and still the Intercontinental Champion. We see AJ and Hardy trying to recover from the ring. He raises both titles in the air and he heads to the back. I'm surprised when he said and still, he didn't just take Hardy's title with Hardy's plates on it and drop it. Just keep the one that he returned with. Now, I'm really surprised that they had Sami Zayn win here. Not because he doesn't deserve it, not because it wouldn't make great storyline, but the fact that it's just, I don't know, it just seems like this would have been a way to keep the title on Hardy. Maybe, just maybe, Hardy is going to be elevated up and be the next in line to face Roman after he's done with his cousin Jey Uso later in the show. I don't know. We see the kickoff appearance of R-Truth. We see Truth backstage. Drew Gulak rolls him up, gets the pin and the win, and he's 24/7 champion. Raw Women's title is Lena Vega versus Asuka. Samojo is back on commentary with Byron Saxton and Tom Phillips. There is a wrestling god. Samojo is back on commentary. I'm sure he got through his 2-week quarantine and he is fine to go. So Zelina Vega's out first, followed by the women's champion. This match went way too long. Now, people were like, oh, don't sleep on Zelina. She's a hell of a wrestler. Yes, she can be a hell of a wrestler, but WWE has not done anything in the last 4 or 5 years to tell me why she is a hell of a wrestler. WWE has held her as a manager, but the few times we have seen her wrestle, she lost to Bianca Belair, and Bianca Belair. So then she comes out on the Monday Night Raw this past, 2 weeks ago, is like, I want a title shot. And everyone should be asking themselves, why is she wanting a title shot? She hasn't done anything. Then she faces Mickie James last week, and the reason that I feel that they had to face Mickie James is because Mickie kind of got screwed with the end of that finish the week before, where she wasn't, the referee thought she was injured, but she's not, but she wasn't really injured, and they kind of screwed her over. But this match shouldn't have happened. So, and Asuka should not have been giving so much to Zelina Vega. This should have been one of those matches where Zelina Vega gets beat fast and it's just over with. Now, Vega counters and sends her flying. Vega keeps fighting. Count. Vega can't believe Asuka kicked out. The backstabber is blocked. Vega ends up landing a big kick, but Asuka still kicks out. Vega is angry. Asuka catches another kick attempt and they tangle some more. Vega with a close pin attempt in a row. Asuka goes right into the Asuka lock on the mat, forcing Vega to quickly tap out. And a lot of people online was like, why did you tap out so quickly? It's like you had, again, I still don't know why Zelina Vega was in this role. I mean, yes, until we found out with the fact that Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax were tag team champions and they were off the show tonight's match, they really didn't have anybody else to put in this spot, and that's a damn shame. It is time for Sasha Banks to win the title from Bayley at Hell in a Cell. We'll get to that in a bit. And then after that, at the December pay-per-view Royal Rumble, whenever they want to do it, they need to have Asuka versus Sasha Banks for the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. Merge these damn titles and give us one championship so you could have some women focusing on the tag team division and the other women focusing on the singles division. It's not that fucking hard. Asuka stands tall with the music rings. We go to replay. Charlie Caruso interviews Asuka in the ring and she asks about Vega putting up a fight. Asuka says Vega is like a firecracker, small but dangerous. But she was not ready for Asuka tonight. Vega's on her feet now. Asuka extends her hand for a shake, but Vega shakes her head no. Vega does a bow to Asuka as a show of respect instead. Asuka bows back like a dummy, and Vega kicks her in the face. Vega exits the ring. Asuka recovers and starts yelling at her from the ring. Yells in Japanese for a minute or two, then raises the title and the music hits. Vega yells back at the stage, saying this is not over. You have done nothing for me to believe that she is a credible credible challenger. I'm sorry, you just haven't. Until you do that, I do not want to see Zelina Vega get a title shot and last as long as she did. She should have lasted maybe 2 minutes, a minute maybe, tops. There's a reason they put it on the pre-show in the first place is because it should have been a quick win for Asuka, no problem. If you want me to buy into Zelina Vega, I can if you give her the time of day in the women's division. Have her go out there beating challengers, beating people up, winning matches after match after match after match. She does not deserve another title shot. She lost clean by a quick tap out. I do not want to go to Hell in a Cell and get Asuka versus Zelina Vega 2. Now, if you want to build her up for maybe a Royal Rumble challenge, you have 3.5 months to do that. Zelina Vega could be she could lose the match that she did tonight, go back and start beating people, and then she could challenge for the title later down the line. Where is Bianca Belair? She should be challenging for the championship eventually. There is no reason that Asuka should have been it should have been Bianca Belair versus Asuka, a match that I think everybody wants to see. But we got Vega. It wasn't the best. I know they had Vega get a lot because they wanted to show her as a credible threat, but you haven't done anything to make her a credible threat. United States title match on Apollo Crews versus Bobby Lashley. I don't give a shit about this match. The Hurt Business versus Crews and crew has been going on for far too long that I have no interest in this match at all. Lashley wins by tap out. Move these two people on. Lashley won at Payback, won the championship. Apollo Crews lost here tonight. He is done. Move them on. He can go back to catering. Lashley can move on to Keith Lee or somebody else. Plain and simple. Raw Tag Team title match, Andrade and Angel Garza versus the Street Profits. Another match that I don't give two shits about. Why? Because since WrestleMania, around WrestleMania time, these two teams have been feuding. Yes, I know, and Andrade was out with an injury, so we had Angel Garza and Austin Theory. But these two teams have been feuding, and of course Bianca Belair was involved when Lena Vega was involved. So these two teams have been feuding for well over half a year. And I do not give a shit about this match. Unfortunately, this match did not end the way anyone thought it would, because you could clearly see towards the end of the match that Angel Garza hurt his knee, or hurt something in his leg, because he's down. His one leg is extended up. He's talking to the referee. He tags out to Andrade. He is done for the match. Andrade ends up, Dawkins holds the pin. Dawkins tags in and hits the spinebuster on Andrade. Dawkins holds the pin for the pin, but there's some confusion as Andrade kicks out, but it's hard to tell what the referee called. The bell rings, and the Profits retain. I know that I'm pretty sure Garza got injured, and you want to call an audible, but you should tell the person who's getting pinned that, hey, we're going to the finish, so he doesn't kick out, and it looks stupid. Because now, if it's not a bad injury, and maybe it was just he got a cramp, maybe he cramped his leg, and that's all, which can happen, and he's able to go tomorrow, guess what? We're going to get another match because Andrade didn't fairly get beat. And we're going to still see this go over again and again and again. Just like Mysterio and Seth Rollins' feud, this feud doesn't seem to ever want to end. Another thing that needs to happen. Cesaro, Nakamura, and the Street Profits at Hell in a Cell. Tag team for tag team. Title for title. Merge these damn titles because there are not enough tag teams to have two divisions. In 2016, you had enough teams to have two tag team divisions. But over time, what did they do? They continued to break those teams up. To the point where the New Day are out, Jimmy's out for now. We'll talk about that here in a bit. And we just don't have the titles. We just don't have the tag teams. Raw lost the Authors of Pain, who were out with injury, got fired. They're gone for 90 days. We won't see them pop up anywhere, whether it's Impact, AEW, or New Japan Pro Wrestling, where I think they should go. Yeah, there's nothing else that there's nothing for this tag team division. I know WWE doesn't care about their tag team division, but don't make it so obvious. In my opinion, I don't want to see another tag team match between these two, even if Angel Garza isn't injured. No more between these two teams. The Viking Raiders are off doing Raw Underground. The Hurt Business. That is the perfect tag team to take these titles. You have MVP and it's MVP and Shelton Benjamin, or Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, or MVP and Cedric Alexander. It's that simple. And it's a heel versus babyface thing, so make it happen. Just enough of Andrade and Angel Garza getting tag team title opportunities. Just goddamn, man. Everyone seems confused, and the music hits. They start celebrating. We're going to replay the show. There was definitely some controversy with the finish, as Cole agrees. We see trainers on Garza checking on Andrade at ringside. The Profits head to the back, and the titles in the air. We get a promo for the draft, which will be on October 9th on SmackDown and end on October 12th on Monday Night Raw. October 12th. Please tell me this is going to be better than last year's, which was a dumpster fire of a thing. It was a fucking dumpster fire, and they know it. We see the Chronic Cure Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month thing go on. And then out comes SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley. She's carrying a steel chair and stops to raise it in the ramp as the pyro goes off. She places her title in the chair and takes the mic. She says it sucks that Nikki Cross is unable to compete, She was looking forward to Cross proving the world wrong and beating her because she doesn't have Sasha Banks in her corner. She goes on mocking Cross and says she even got her new gear for tonight. Says she's on our role model and will not be let us down. She's sending an offer to anyone on SmackDown to come challenge her for the title. No one comes in a few seconds. She says since she made the offer, so she calls for the referee to come in and declare her the winner. And out comes Asuka. So let me get this straight. Nikki Cross is out, and the best you could come up with is Asuka. This just shows you how weak the tag team, the women's division is. You need to merge the women's divisions. Because if you're going with, people are like, well, what about Naomi? Well, apparently Naomi just had surgery a couple weeks ago, so that's why she isn't available right now. So let's see, Lacey Evans, heel, no. Alexa Bliss is turning into the Sister Abigail, no. Tamina Snuka, oh God, no. Carmella is in the middle of coming back with promos, so they don't want to spoil that tonight. And Sasha Banks is injured right now, so they weren't going to use her either. So they got nobody. They have absolutely nobody. Sonya Deville's gone. Mandy Rose went to Monday Night Raw, which would have been a perfect fucking person to take on Bayley and lose. But no, here we go. We have Asuka. The match doesn't last very long. Bayley ends up hitting Asuka with a steel chair on the outside, and the referee calls the bell. But after the match, she delivers another chair shot to the back. She is announced as a champion. And then all of a sudden, from behind, bam! Sasha Banks, wearing a neck brace, attacking Bayley. She nails Bayley over the back with a steel chair. The fake crowd pops. Banks kicks Bayley in the face and starts beating her at ringside. She stops to clutch her own neck and she's in pain. Bayley grabs Banks and brings her to the ring, stopping to yell at Cole. Bayley slides a steel chair in and then brings a kendo stick in. She stands the chair up and grabs another chair from the corner. Stalks Banks, but Banks kicks her leg out and goes down. She goes down. Banks grabs the kendo stick and unloads on Bayley with it, beating her around the ring. Bayley crawls for a chair, but Banks steps on to stop her. Banks grabs a chair and backs Bayley into the ropes. She swings the chair, but Bayley retreats to the floor to avoid it, and Banks sells the neck injury as the music hits. She looks on from the ring as Bayley takes her title and heads to the ramp. We go to replays and Banks stands tall, holding her neck. She stares down her back and starts clutching her title. This, in my opinion, was too soon. We should not have seen Sasha Banks until the go-home show to Hell in a Cell on TV. Live from the Thunderdome. No. We should have seen another promo for her being seen as challenging Bayley, and then Bayley accepts it if you're cleared by Hell in a Cell. And then on the go-home show, we see her, and they do not touch until the pay-per-view. But WWE had to bring her out tonight. That's just typical WWE. They're going to just sit there and ruin a good thing. Ambulance match for the WWE title, Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. This match fucking blows. How would you fucking do this? How would you, okay, so everyone figured, Randy Orton's going to win the WWE Championship. Randy Orton's going to be the WWE Champion. But that's not what happened. What happened in this match is they beat the hell out of each other for the majority of this match. Then the Big Show shows up. And the Big Show shows up. And then later on in the match, Christian shows up. Christian shows up and he gets the hell beat out of him. He helps beat up Randy Orton. And then to top it all off, Shawn Michaels appears on top of the truck as Randy Orton's on top of it, hits him with the Sweet Chin Music, and then shoves him off. Drew recovers, still down from the attack. Drew scoops up and carries him over to the back of the ambulance. Drew backs up, nailing a punt kick to the head, then against the steel of the truck, slams the ambulance door, and wins the match. So Drew McIntyre, who beat Randy Orton on his own at SummerSlam, could not tonight. What in the fuck was that? What in the literal fuck was that? If you want to keep the title on Drew McIntyre, that's fine. But Drew McIntyre, you made Drew McIntyre look weak, and you killed all momentum for Randy Orton. Randy Orton, since January, has just been on this high momentum, beating up Edge, hitting the RKO on Beth Phoenix right before we hit the COVID pandemic bullshit, but still having that moment where he hit her with the RKO. Then having that terrible street fight at WrestleMania, or that whatever the fuck, Falls Count Anywhere, Last Man Standing match, whatever it was called. Then going to, what was it, Backlash? Yeah, the quote unquote greatest wrestling match ever. Beating Edge in a pretty damn good match, even though they cut it to make it look better than it probably was. To just being a total prick the entire time. And then he loses at SummerSlam. Then he loses the next week. Then he loses tonight in the dumbest fucking way possible. You made Randy Orton look weak. You killed his momentum completely. And you made Drew McIntyre look weak because he couldn't beat Randy Orton in an ambulance match on his own. And if you weren't going to take the title off of Drew McIntyre, why book an ambulance match? Why? I just don't get it. So, Drew won. Good for him. Good stuff for him. So, I don't know what happens from there. Who's going to challenge him next? Because, quite honestly, there is no reason that Randy Orton gets another title shot. None. He won. It was an ambulance match. Fair and square. Just, no. It doesn't work like that. Sorry. After the match, Drew stands tall as music hits. The referee hands him the title, and he raises it in victory. Beats up the back of the ambulance, giving a signal for it to be driven away. Drew goes up to the stage and watches raising the title in the air as the fake crowd cheers him on. The referee then slaps the truck, but it's not moving. The referee goes up to the front of the seat and holds it up. We see Ric Flair in the wheel of the ambulance. Flair delivers the line, "Woo!" before driving the ambulance away. Simon's blaring. We go to replays, and Drew stands tall, raising the WWE title in the air. We go to promo for the Hell in a Cell on October 25th. Coral Graves shows the debris in ringside from the WWE title match. This leads us to a video package for tonight's main event, which a lot of people were surprised that the ambulance match didn't close the show. But I mean, come on. Who's in the fucking Universal title match? Roman Reigns. If Roman is on the card, he main events. It's in the rules in Vince McMahon land. So, well, Roman Reigns had a lot, and I mean a lot, of women getting very interested in wrestling again. Why? Because the motherfucker took the protective vest off. Finally. The last time Roman Reigns didn't have any, he was shirtless. The last time he wrestled in WWE without his shirt on TV of any kind was about a week or 2 or 3 before he made his debut with the Shield in NXT. Yes, before he made his debut with the Shield, Roman Reigns had a match or 2 in NXT wearing traditional tights and black boots. So Jay makes his entrance, Roman makes his entrance. They size each other up, and this match did 2 things. It showed how Vince McMahon, for years, has tried so fucking hard to make Roman Reigns the next John Cena, and it has failed. When all along, Roman Reigns should have always been a younger Randy Orton-esque character who is perfect as a heel, terrible as a babyface, as Roman Reigns has always been terrible as a babyface. And same thing with Randy Orton, who has always been terrible as a babyface. So they finally did it. The shirtless thing worked. He looked shirtless, which is what they wanted. So Jay gets a lot of offense in. Jay beats, like, they're just beating each other up pillar to post here. Match is going good. Match is great. Jay is down on the mat towards the end of the match, struggling to breathe. Roman hit him with a couple of spears. He's yelling at Jay to acknowledge him. He unloads more with strikes than while on top of Jay. The referee checks on Jay again, but this angers Reigns. Reigns says he's been whooping Jay's ass like this his whole life. He turns Jay over and continues to destroy him on the mat. And an injured Jimmy Uso comes limping down to the ramp. Jimmy grabs Jay's arm and tells him he's going to throw the white talon. Jay says no. Forget this fool. Reigns tells Jimmy to come in the ring and acknowledge him as being the head of the table. Jay tells Jimmy don't do it. Jimmy wants to throw the talon. Jay tells him no. Roman continues taunting them both. Reigns mounts Jay again and continues beating him left and right. Jimmy finally throws the towel in the end of the match. Reigns keeps beating on Jay as Jimmy yells at the official to ring the bell. So, one thing is, like, people are like, why is Jay getting so much offense in? Because it makes Roman look weak. No, it does not. Roman Reigns did something that needed to happen in this match to make it work. He needed to get Jay to look good. So Jay could be, because if Jimmy's not going to be back till like probably the Rumble. We probably won't see Jimmy back in a wrestling capacity until the Rumble. Apparently he's not coming back till like early January. Or like in the middle of January, or early 2021. So they want to get some use out of Jay, because Jimmy's going to be gone for another 4 months or so. So they needed to have Roman Reigns. They needed to have Roman Reigns give him the time to show that if they want to give him a singles run for now, that he can do it. Maybe he brings up from this, and by December he's challenging for the Intercontinental title. It will all stem from this match. Roman Reigns as a heel needs to be a heel forever until the day he fucking retires and calls it a career, and then goes and gets his Hall of Fame induction. That's about it. That's all you're going to have to say about that. Because this dude just showed you why he should have always been a heel. A heel. So, yeah. WWE, good on you. Good on you making this match the way it did. It was everything it needed to be. Jay looks like a bigger deal. This was to Jay Uso like Darby Allin taking on Chris Jericho. Close, but no cigar. And he comes out of it looking better than he did. Jimmy gets involved, making it more of a family affair. Jay did not want the towel to be thrown in, but Jimmy knew if he didn't throw that towel in, that Jay was going to probably be done with his career. And Jimmy didn't want to see that happen. Reigns finally backs off Jay. Jimmy hits the ring to check on Jay, yelling at Roman and telling him that they're family. Jimmy tells Reigns he's the chief. If that's what he wants to hear, just leave Jay alone. Jimmy goes on about how their family and Reigns needs to chill. Reigns takes his title and looks down at the Usos. Heyman brings in the Samoan lei that Jay wore to the ring and places it around Roman's neck. Roman's music hits as he raises the title in the air and is announced the winner. Still in the ring, Reigns stands tall and stares down at the Usos as the Clash of Champions Gold Rush goes off the air. Well, great opener, great way to finish. The aim of this match fucking was terrible, absolutely terrible. I'm sorry. You really hurt both Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton in this match. I mean, Randy Orton could retire tomorrow and his legacy is sealed, 100%. But in the current form that he is and everything that's been going on, you hurt him more than anything, and it's sad that they did with that. Having Asuka face Bayley after beating Lena Vega, it was dumb. It was fucking dumb. But it's what they do. WWE has no chill on this shit. But the show overall was, I'd say maybe a C+ at the best.